Hey guys, J Squared here. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Diansheng 3x3M. I'm hopefully pronouncing that right. But this is a brand new budget cube by a company that hasn't been heard of in quite a while. Anyway, let's jump right into it. Taking a look at the box. It's a plain simple box, has the design, and with that new center cap design there. Pretty simple, straightforward, but that's not what we're worried about here. Opening it up, we're greeted with the cube and a cube stand, which is pretty nice. And oh, there's also accessories on the other side. Let's just quickly glance at the accessories, but I'm pretty sure there's not much considering that this is a budget cube. Opening it up, we see a screwdriver and little pamphlet that shows you how to solve it with no English text. So that's nice, but we don't need that. And then a nice little black screwdriver. I'm used to seeing blue in a lot of cubes and budget cubes. So black is actually pretty nice. Now for the cube. Real quickly, those are the specs. That's how much it costs. It's $6.99. And it is a 55.5 millimeter cube, and it weighs 68 grams, so it's making it pretty light. Really nice. This is a magnetic cube, and we'll go ahead and open up the cube in a little bit so that we can see the magnets and all that good stuff. But of course, some first turns. Ooh, that is really dry. That is insanely dry. There's no... Well, you know what? The pieces are dry. The track pieces actually have a little bit of lubricant. But out of the box, this is something that you do want to set up yourself. As for the tensions, they're actually at a pretty good tension out of the box. I'm probably going to leave it the way it is, and if anything, just add a little bit of lubricant in a little bit. But let's go ahead and open up this cube with that weird center cap design. Oh, man, we can barely get into that. There we go. It's weird. Of course, simple screw and spring. Simple, but always effective. So far, don't like this center cap piece design. It does look interesting, pretty cool, but getting your nail under that is difficult. You might as well use the GAN flathead and go right in there. Makes it a little easier, but of course it's still just a little difficult to get right under there. Just like that. The only thing that I am afraid of is actually breaking the little pegs that go into the holes. And then now you have a useless center cap piece. But anyway, let's go ahead and open this up real quickly. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a simple plastic core, nothing too fancy. And on the track pieces, there's actually a little bit of a design that's actually pretty nice for a budget cube. Ooh, there's not a lot of space in between the pieces, so that's good. Makes it probably a little more stable. Let's actually go ahead and try to open this up. There we go, and we're greeted with some magnets. Let's actually measure this out real quickly. So the magnets look like about a 3x2 magnet, which actually is a pretty good size. Not too bad, pretty standard when it comes to magnets. Taking apart this corner piece, this is how the magnets sit inside. And from what I'm noticing, the corner piece is actually thinner, so that is probably a 3x1 because the diameter looks the same. So 3x1 magnets on the corner piece and a 3x2 magnets on the edge pieces. Pretty neat. Probably gives it a good magnetic strength. I'm gonna now put this thing back together and gauge the magnet strength to see what kind of feel it is. So the magnetic feel, I would say a medium strength. It's not strong, but it's also not weak. The click is definitely there, but of course we're gonna have to see that performance wise. So let me go ahead and set this up how I like it, and I'll give my final thoughts on this cube, whether it's worth the purchase or something you can pass up. Of course, you guys know that I lubricate the track pieces with DNM 37. I just do 1 drop on the track pieces, and I do 1 drop of lunar lubricant on the edge pieces, just because it's a little heavier than the DNM 37, and I don't want that fast of a cube. So now it's definitely speeding up. It feels a lot better, and the fact that it was dry, corner cutting was just almost impossible with this thing. So let me check out corner cutting after some lubrication. It's probably just a little tight, but 45, it cuts 45. I'd say anything past that, it's gonna get stuck. And let's actually do reverse corner cutting. I like to do a little bit before line here, and it doesn't cut that, which isn't really surprising considering that this is a budget cube and from a company that hasn't made a cube in quite a while. So it's not that surprising, but I mean, it corner cuts 45, so that's pretty good. That counts for something. So the color scheme is actually a pretty nice color scheme. It's got a darker red than the GAN cube, which is more of a lighter red. These are, I would say, the half bright color shades. Of course, the contrasting whites and yellows and the contrasting blue and greens with the red and the orange here. It's actually a really nice color scheme, something that you can easily distinguish while solving. So that's a good plus. As for the cube itself, it is a budget cube. It's not something that I would recommend more to pro cubers or more advanced cubers. You know, this cube, it handles pretty well. I'm pretty sure with proper lubrication and tensioning, this can handle a lot better, especially for more of a beginner solver. It's not a bad cube overall. I mean, it is worth the price of $6.99, so it's not really a loss, but it's also not a win for a budget cube. Would I recommend this cube? Definitely, if you're a beginner. As for a more advanced solver, go for something a little more premium. Or if you really want to go for a budget cube, then do the RS3M. And if not, the Meilong, the 2020 is actually really good. But this cube, for what it's worth, it's actually pretty alright. I like this one a lot better than the Qi MS. The pieces on this cube actually feel thicker than the MS, and they feel a little more premium than the thin and flimsy feeling of the Qi MS, but that's something more towards my preference. Overall, this cube, not so bad for what it is, and with that weird but kind of cool looking piece design. It's a cool little aesthetic piece that you can just set up, you know what I mean? Especially on its own stand. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. J Squared out. Peace.